the fifth center of consciousness, which is located in the throat area. Of course, the heart center is located in the center of the chest. We're not talking about the organ, the heart. We're talking about an energy center, which is in the center here. This fifth center is the center of plenty, the cornucopia center, the horn of plenty. And what is the concept behind this center? A person here, having passed through, if you like, the initiation of the love center, has become more selfless, and he begins to imagine himself as a cell in the body of humanity. And as a cell, he realizes that he receives from the consciousness, that universal consciousness, or that collective consciousness of the body of humanity. It's as if humanity is a being now, in a universal being in which every body in that being is a cell. And it doesn't mean just humans, but animals and plants and insects and everything that there is. Myself being a cell in that body, that body will give to me everything that I need, as I, as a consciousness, give to every cell in my body everything that it needs. I supply it unconsciously, without thinking, with its food, with its hormones, with its antibodies. I remove its waste products. I take care of everything. And that cell serves me. He lives for me. He lives within me and for me. And he cooperates totally with the other cells and lives for the other cells. He doesn't try to hoard 3 tons of oxygen for himself, or food, or hormones, because he would just destroy himself in the first case, and he would just then remove the supplies from the rest of the body, and the body would die. And a cell which lives in this body, which does not live for the body, is called a cancerous cell. And that cancerous cell gradually multiplies because the egotistical behavior of one person creates the egotistical behavior of another person, and each person closes off into himself and stops living for the whole, seeking to protect himself or his small grouping, which is called family. And in such a case, this cancer destroys the body. And what happens to the cancer cell when the body is destroyed? It dies also. So humanity at this point, it has a very serious case of cancer, in which all of the cells are living for themselves, and they're not interested in what's happening to the other cells, and they're not interested in what's happening to the organs, which are the various countries of that body, and they're not interested at all in what's happening to the whole. When a person rises into this state of consciousness, he's interested, and he stops living for himself, but starts living for the whole, that his personal needs are greatly diminished: food, simple clothing, a place to live. He's free now from the need to hoard money for security. He's free now from the need to have expensive things in order to prove his worth to other persons. He's free now from the need to spend large amounts of time seeking personal pleasure. And he serves the whole, and the whole then serves him and takes care of his needs, whatever his needs, not comforts, not desires, but it's just made clear, whatever he needs to survive, whatever he needs to grow spiritually, and whatever he needs to perform the duties for which he incarnated. That is, to perform what we call his dharma, his goal in life, to manifest his goal. If he needs many millions of dollars to do that, he'll have that. And if his goal is to simply raise 2 or 3 children, he'll have what he needs to do that. And if his goal is to cultivate the earth, he will have what he needs to do that, because each person has the reason for which he has incarnated on the earth. So in this center, the person lives the Christ's promise that if you live according to the will of the Father, all of your needs will be taken care of, as are the needs of the birds and the lilies of the field. Christ promised that. Few people believe in that promise, and few people then live in that way. So that's the fifth level of consciousness, in which a person is becoming freer from his personal limitations and is living for the whole. The sixth center of consciousness is here in the forehead, and it is the witness center, the center from which we become the witness of our personality, of our bodies, of our minds. We live our lives naturally, as all other persons do, but it's as if we're hanging above a little out of ourselves continuously. There's this state of we're doing everything that we need to do, we're living our life purpose, we're in full activity. It doesn't mean that we sit back and do nothing. But there's a part of ourselves which is continuously aware that I am not he who is doing, but I am this spiritual consciousness which is aware of what is going on, and that my real identity is beyond this personality and the actions of this personality. That is, we begin to become identified with the soul or with the spirit. And therefore, in this state, there are very few, if any, negative emotions. But it does not mean that there is not love and that there is not compassion, because there is definitely a sense of unity with all beings. Because when we observe, when we live in the witness level, we begin to realize and to experience that we, as a consciousness, are not limited to this body, but that our real state is a universal consciousness which is manifesting through all bodies. And this is the last state